Alright guys, today we are here to discuss why Broly coming up and his release will be free to play. This video is entirely the details that I have kind of gathered to come to the conclusion that he has to be free to play. If you guys haven't been in the, I don't know, Twitter sphere, I guess you can call it that, there's been a lot of debate as to whether or not he will be free to play. I've gone back with DBZ Dokkan and Truth a little bit on this, and I don't know, they weren't as convinced out the gate. I did manage to change JX's mind, which made me really happy. But basically, I'm going to be presenting a couple different reasons, and we're going to be starting with the first one, and that is that his EZA was announced at the same time that his character was announced. And that may sound weird for a couple different reasons, but if you've seen EZAs in the past, it's for characters that have been out for a while. It's characters that have obviously been in existence. The only time they've announced an EZA basically at the same time of a character being introduced as a card is going to be for the free-to-play Kid Gohan. That EZA Gohan obviously is the one we just got on Global, so you'll probably be pretty familiar with it. Alright, so the next point that I want to bring up is more of a business sense decision. So with the release of Turles' Dokkan Fest that just dropped, and LR Beerus' not Dokkan Fest, but Rising Dragon Carnival that's going to release, it wouldn't make sense to release another hype unit as a pullable unit in the middle of both of them. So we know that Broly comes out on the 16th, and that is between the Rising Dragon Carnival and Turles. So there's no possibility of him being a possible just new unit introduced on the Rising Dragon Carnival, and just releasing a hype unit that would basically kill off the other two banners just doesn't make sense. In terms of it getting a dual release, I think looking at the global side of things basically gives us the idea that's going to be free to play, because they're not going to do that to the other two banners. It just wouldn't make business sense at all. Obviously you'd make a lot of money on Broly, but you'd effectively kill off the other two banners. And when you release something really hype like that, you want to release him away from other banners, so that not only can he make money on his banner, but the other banners, you know, do as well. Because you're not just going to design a banner as a creator of the game in the hopes that it doesn't make money. You're not going to release something that will kill it off, because then your effort's going to be wasted. Now, I do see them possibly releasing, maybe not right away, it could be right away, but depending, on JP, where they release a full power Broly, where he's in his legendary SSJ form, whatever you want to call it. That is a solid possibility that could be released alongside this that we just don't know about yet. And Global would get it later, or maybe they'll both get it at the worldwide release of the movie around January or February. But regardless, this unit coming up that has been announced is not going to be, it's not going to be the one they try to make money off of. And that brings me to my next point, is that the a good example of a Broly that was released alongside another Broly. I'm going to bring you back to when the first Broly, no, not first, the physical Broly was released. I guess technically that was the second Broly at the time. This event's not up. But the physical Broly, when he dropped, and the unit that had dropped alongside that event was the free-to-play Broly that Dokkan into the Super Saiyan form before the Hulked out version. And those two kind of ideas kind of intersect in the sense that I think if they're going to try to make money off of a Broly card, it's not going to be the base form Broly, or the, I guess, slightly more powerful base Broly, if that makes sense. They're going to try to do it on the Hulked out, more powerful version, for sure. And then this next example, you're going to have to take my word for it. I don't have it up on the screen, so I apologize for that. The data mined missions for Broly include doing a story mission to earn stones. Now that can be important for a couple different reasons. I like to compare that also to the Gohan event, in the sense that the story mode that dropped alongside the Easy A allowed you to farm the unit. In this sense, I assume that the Broly is going to be farmable through a similar story event, and then possibly Dokkan, and then in that Dokkan form it allows you to Easy A him from there. So I'd like to think that that small example could allow you to infer that there's going to be a story event along with it. Now it could just be a story event completion mission that's just general, so that one's kind of up in the air. That might be one of my weaker points, but I do believe that that hints more towards him getting a story, but it is what it is. Some points I've saw against the idea that he's a free-to-play Broly that the truth brought up mainly was that he does immense damage attack. Now the only other free-to-play unit that does immense damage is actually the was it April Fool's Cyberman card, which I think I have. So immense damage. He's the only other free-to-play card that causes immense damage, and we know that Broly is going to do immense damage in his super. And that led Truth to coming to the conclusion that possibly he's not free-to-play, because why would they give a free-to-play unit immense damage? But I think this makes sense in the terms of the power creep of even the free-to-play side of things. Eventually there's going to be a free-to-play unit that gets immense damage. Outside of that. And I think if they were going to do it with any card, Broly just kind of makes sense. I don't know. I think it's just natural for the game to progress to the point of free-to-play cards being able to do immense as well. Granted, I don't think this will become the standard, but for more powerful hype free-to-play units like this, I could see them doing that in the future. And now I might be forgetting some other points, but off the top of my head, I got one last one for you guys, and that is, I think this is kind of a ploy to indirectly get Dokkan players hyped for the movie, if that's even more possible than it already is. But think about it, if we get a free-to-play Broly card months in advance of the movie, then we'll be using that card relatively, probably shouldn't say constantly, we'll be using that free-to-play card pretty often, and we'll be constantly reminded just by seeing his super that the movie is coming, and that could be a way to kind of keep it fresh in our minds in the coming months, even through the times that they don't have much to announce. So, oh, well, thank you for the sub, Shrill. But I think this is indirectly a way to get us hyped for the movie, as well as release a more hype card later, probably after the movie. Now let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. As always, this is a discussion. I do want to hear from you guys as well. Is Broly going to be a free-to-play card? Feel free to prove me wrong in the comments down below. Change my mind. Insert meme. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for hearing me ramble for a bit, and yeah, have a good day, guys.